Wanted to, when I saw some slides that kind of caught my attention, will you put number 1 up there first, Elizabeth? This was Jeff Bergosh. He gave a presentation to the citizens of Beulah, not just the master plan for OLF8, which that's a whole nother issue. The entire Beulah, even going down to Pine Forest. So if you look at that boundary map on the screen, down at the bottom to the east, that would be to the east, or to your right at the bottom, that's longleaf right there. So longleaf pine forest. So they picked up part of the pine forest area because Pine Forest Road is exploding with residential units, apartments. Okay, they're coming in left and right. Down there, there's a big one north of the interstate that's coming in now. I think Bill's probably seen that one going. It's massive. And then when you get to the second slide, it'd be number 2, Elizabeth. This is what really caught my attention, because this is not Bill's District 5. This is not all my District 1. But right now, there's approximately 121 total residential developments either in discussion or in the pipeline. Some of these aren't coming by the planning board because they already got the zoning they need to do what they're going to do. So you don't see all of it coming through. So you're looking at, for multifamily, approximately 1,674. That'd be your apartment duplexes. Your single family, 5,228. I have not hit on this topic lately, and if you remember, I was getting the county, getting these maps. There's just so many of them all across the county, it don't matter now. They're down south, they're down up north, they're everywhere. So, that's a heck of a lot of developments in the pipeline now. I've got hundreds of homes going in across from Beulah Elementary right now with that next development. And so it brings a little bit of concern that we start looking ahead. Paul had his plan B the other day. I'd like to hear it. I'm going to have plan A for District 1, especially for Beulah. But one of the things I'm concerned about is the interlocal agreement with the county. Me and Rob Doss and Mr. Dennis, we worked on that to put all the concurrency that was taken out years ago back into that agreement. That is just his stalemate. Every time I ask about it, it hadn't moved on the county, it's not on our side. They're not even paying attention on that. And this is no hit on my county commissioners, friends of all of them, but I have to tell it like it is. The other issue I think that's going to be discussed in the future, and we may not be on the board, but it's coming, is impact fees. I saw where our Senator Broxton got really concerned about Warrenton, about how it looked and presented. We have a lot of older schools in this district that need the same type of help. And we're paying for growth through our half-cent sales tax. And Mr. Dennis has done a wonderful job trying to make that work. I don't think it's working fast enough because of all this construction coming in. I would like to see a future discussion on impact fees. It's not fair to the citizens of Escambia County, has been here forever, to pay for that growth. The new growth should pay for itself, and that's how I look at that. Now I know I got phone calls the last time I said that from my developer friends, and I like to see them make a profit. That's okay, but we have lots of schools that need a lot of work on them that are already existing, and I think impact fees, Santa Rosa, other districts are already doing it. But anyway, the other issue we've got is this board, and heck, I think it's 2 superintendents, should be Malcolm Thomas and Dr. Smith, has sent letters requesting land on OLF8 for school. Okay, the letters were for a K8. I've already told Commissioner Bergosh and everybody that would listen to me, the northwest corner of that field where all those hundreds of homes that are being built are there. It'd be a perfect location, nice and flat for Mr. Dennis, and ain't got no problems. I used to have that airfield when I worked for the Navy, pretty good, but, and that hasn't really gone anywhere, okay? And we're having to react to what they're allowing to be built. And I tell everybody in this dance, you know, they're in the lead in this dance. We have to react to it. But what I see coming is, I think it's got to be a conversation, you know. And I will tell you, I know there was talk of the K-8 there. In my opinion, should be a medium-sized high school going in that northwest corner on 50 acres, right there. in my opinion. I think when you look down 4 years from now, with the growth going in between Tate and Pine Forest, it's going to be humongous. It's going in, whether we like it or not. So, and if you bring up slide 3, Beulah Elementary and Beulah Middle is basically almost in that area of precinct 43 for District 1. And you saw with the master plan, Commissioner Bagash brought it into precinct 5 is where it went into for Pine Forest area. And that's covered that developments going up Pine Forest. And then you got precinct 114 below the interstate. We had split Beulah in 2 voting precincts because so many people has moved in there. So I think a majority of the school board members have said we'd like to get back to community schools where we're not busing kids out of their community. And so for that Beulah area, which covers 43 and 114, a high school, middle school, and elementary school will work. Now, I will tell you, I was shocked. I saw Beulah Elementary back at open the choice. So I'm having a heart attack, you know, because I got hundreds of houses going in. And the reason why, with Malcolm Thomas, we discussed it all the time. When a parent comes into kindergarten, they're there 6 years. If we continue to stack kids in that thing, counting those portables that's out there, every time we add classrooms, you're going to be sending some parent and their kid back to their zone school. Not going to make it. And so anyway, I just wanted to give the board an overview of what I'm seeing, and this is my crystal ball, what I'm guessing. I know Mr. Slayton has a big issue up there where he's at because they're all coming into Quintet and below the construction. And I've talked to other developers who are going to put hundreds and hundreds of more houses there. And talking to these individuals, they don't seem to be stopping, even though mortgage rates are as high as they are. And I find that unusual because I think the mortgage rates are about 7.5% interest right now. And these people are buying these houses. So, but anyway, that's the only thing I want to do is make aware of those numbers that Mr. Bagash presented in that town hall. Like I said, that caught my attention. So, but I hope that we can push Superintendent on that interlocal agreement, at least to try to get concurrency back in that was taken out years ago. So try it one more time. And that's all I have on that issue. If anybody has comments. Tyra?
Yes, would that be something that we would want to discuss with our legislators, the growth management? Because I know we had it. The county has said that they will live up to the agreement that we've had. It has not been reviewed. I know every year I sat on it, I would bring it up, and they never had time to sit down with our department and actually look at it. But because right now there is nothing that forces the county to play fair in the sandbox with the agreement, I believe. So I was wondering if that's something we would want to put on the agenda for discussion. And then my other comment, would there be any, maybe, I know we're getting into a very busy time, so maybe beginning of the year, try to schedule a joint meeting with the Board of County Commissioners to have some conversations about that issue as well.
And I agree with you, Ms. Hightower. That'd be wonderful to do that, bring it up, because I think it's important. Like I said, most of us are, well, some of us may not be on this board when this train wreck happens, but I see the train wreck coming with this uncontrolled growth. And that's exactly what it is. Now, the only thing we're asking the county is a little help on concurrency and the interlocal agreement. They get those items back in. And like I said, maybe next year or something, additional discussions on impact fees, because I believe we need the money for the new schools and new growth so these older schools can get the benefit of the half-cent sales tax and get these upgrades. I went to Pine Forest the other night. Walls were painted, floors looked great. I was impressed. I can remember when I walked in with Matt Gates to go to the restroom at Pine Forest, and how Matt Gates looked at me and says, "Kevin, you got a problem here, you know," and we reacted and got it fixed. But those same type needs are all across this school district. And I just don't see how much longer we're gonna be able to just allow thousands and thousands and thousands of houses and apartments coming in without the impact fee at least being pushed.